Rome began as a tiny settlement beside a river in central Italy. Yet over the centuries, it grew into one of the most powerful civilizations in human history. Roman armies conquered vast territories, Roman engineers built roads and aqueducts that amazed the world, and Roman ideas continue to influence governments, laws, and architecture even today. From legendary kings to mighty emperors, from glorious victories to dramatic collapse, this is the entire history of Rome explained in 20 minutes. The founding of Rome 045 to 3 o'clock. According to Roman legend, the city was founded in 753 BC by twin brothers named Romulus and Remus. The story says the twins were abandoned as babies and rescued by a she-wolf who cared for them until they were found by a shepherd. As adults, they decided to build a city, but an argument broke out between them. Romulus killed Remus and named the new city Rome after himself. While this story is famous, historians believe Rome actually began as a small settlement of farmers and shepherds near the Tiber River. Its location was ideal for trade and defense. Over time, the settlement grew into a thriving community. For more than 200 years, Rome was ruled by kings. During this period, roads were built, religious traditions were established, and the foundations of Roman society began to take shape. But many Romans grew unhappy with royal rule. In 509 BC, they overthrew their final king and created a new system of government known as the Roman Republic. The Roman Republic was different from a monarchy. Instead of a king, elected officials governed the state. Powerful senators advised leaders and helped create laws. Although Rome called itself a republic, political power was mostly controlled by wealthy families. Despite this, the new system proved effective. Rome quickly expanded throughout Italy, defeating neighboring tribes and city-states. As Roman territory grew, so did its ambitions. Soon Rome faced one of its greatest rivals, the powerful city of Carthage in North Africa. The struggle between Rome and Carthage became known as the Punic Wars. One of Rome's most dangerous enemies was the Carthaginian general Hannibal. Hannibal shocked the ancient world when he marched an army, including war elephants, across the Alps into Italy. For years he defeated Roman armies, yet Rome refused to surrender. Eventually, Roman forces carried the war into North Africa and defeated Carthage once and for all. Rome emerged victorious and became the dominant power in the Mediterranean. With each victory, Rome gained more wealth, more land, and more influence. However, success created new problems. Rich elites became richer while ordinary citizens struggled. Political corruption increased, and tensions within the Republic began to grow. As political conflict intensified, one man rose above all others: Julius Caesar. Caesar was a brilliant military commander and politician. He gained fame by conquering Gaul, a region that includes much of modern-day France. His victories made him incredibly popular among the Roman people. But many senators feared his growing power. In 49 BC, Caesar crossed the Rubicon River with his army, effectively declaring civil war. After defeating his rivals, Caesar became the most powerful man in Rome. He introduced reforms, expanded Roman influence, and declared himself dictator for life. Many senators worried that Caesar intended to become a king. On March 15, 44 BC, a group of conspirators assassinated him during a meeting of the Senate. The assassination shocked Rome. Ironically, the conspirators failed to save the Republic. Instead, Caesar's death plunged Rome into even more chaos and civil war. The Republic was nearing its end. After the death of Julius Caesar, Rome descended into chaos. Several powerful leaders fought for control of the Republic. Among them was Caesar's adopted son, Augustus, who was originally known as Octavian. After years of civil war, Octavian defeated his rivals and emerged as Rome's sole ruler. In 27 BC, the Senate granted him the title Augustus, meaning the revered one. Although Rome still claimed to be a republic, Augustus held ultimate power. This marked the beginning of the Roman Empire. Augustus brought stability after decades of conflict. He reorganized the government, strengthened the army, and improved the economy. Under his leadership, Rome entered a golden age. The empire was stronger, wealthier, and more secure than ever before. Narration. For nearly 2 centuries, Rome experienced a period known as the Pax Romana, or Roman peace. During this time, trade flourished across the empire. Roman engineers built impressive roads that connected distant provinces. Aqueducts carried fresh water into cities. Massive structures such as amphitheaters, temples, and public baths demonstrated Rome's power and wealth. At its height, the Roman Empire stretched from Britain in the north to Egypt in the south. Millions of people lived under Roman rule. The Roman army protected the empire's borders and maintained order throughout its territories. Rome became one of the largest and most successful empires in history. Yet even the strongest empires faced challenges. While Rome dominated much of the known world, a new religion began spreading throughout the empire. This religion was Christianity. At first, Christians were often persecuted because they refused to worship Roman gods or recognize the emperor as divine. Despite this opposition, Christianity continued to grow. In the early 4th century, Emperor Constantine the Great changed history by legalizing Christianity. Later, emperors embraced the faith, and Christianity eventually became the dominant religion of the Roman world. Constantine also established a new capital city called Constantinople, located in the eastern part of the empire. This decision would have enormous consequences for Rome's future. Narration. By the 4th and 5th centuries, the Roman Empire faced serious problems. Political instability weakened the government. Economic troubles made it difficult to maintain the army. Corruption spread throughout the empire. Meanwhile, various Germanic tribes pushed against Rome's borders. Some entered the empire peacefully, while others invaded by force. In 410 AD, the city of Rome was sacked by the Visigoths, shocking the ancient world. Although the empire survived for several more decades, its strength continued to decline. Finally, in 476 AD, the last Western Roman emperor was removed from power. Historians often mark this event as the fall of the Western Roman Empire. An empire that had ruled for centuries had come to an end. Although the Western Empire collapsed, the Eastern Roman Empire survived. Centered in Constantinople, this state became known as the Byzantine Empire. The Byzantines preserved Roman laws, traditions, and knowledge. One of their greatest rulers was Justinian I, who attempted to restore Rome's former glory. The Byzantine Empire endured for nearly 1,000 years after the fall of the West. Its influence shaped the history of Europe, the Middle East, and Eastern Christianity. Eventually, Constantinople fell to the Ottoman Turks in 1453, bringing the Byzantine Empire to an end. Although the Roman Empire disappeared long ago, its influence remains everywhere. Many modern legal systems are based on Roman law. Government institutions around the world draw inspiration from Roman ideas. Roman architecture continues to inspire buildings today. The Latin language influenced many modern languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, Portuguese, and Romanian. Roads, engineering, military organization, and political concepts developed by the Romans helped shape the modern world. From a small settlement beside a river to one of the greatest civilizations in history, Rome's story is one of ambition, innovation, conquest, and endurance. More than 2,000 years later, the legacy of Rome still lives on. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know what civilization I should cover next.